Welcome back to Unapologetic Exotical content, where lace fronts get evicted, lies get folded like fitted sheets at a family reunion, and delusion gets escorted out the group chat by mall security with one sock and a broken flip-flop. I needed to address what many are too scared to admit out loud. Exoticals are mentally stronger than unambiguous women. Period. Not up for debate, not needing a follow-up panel. And we're going to break it down so clearly your therapist might charge extra just to help you lie to yourself about it. Let's start with the facts. Exotical women have been excluded, silenced, ignored, and bullied in ways that would send your average unambiguous woman straight to the soft room with a coloring book and an emotional support water bottle. We've had to navigate life without the constant affirmation parade of, "Yes, queen," "You so stunning," and "Get it, sis." Our beauty is treated like a threat instead of a celebration. People assume we don't need compliments because we already know, as if confidence is a crime and praise is now a food stamp that gets rationed to whoever looks the safest to hype up. That's psychological warfare dressed up in a Fashion Nova jumpsuit. But what's wild is the level of emotional coddling unambiguous women receive. It's like society signed a silent agreement. Do not hurt their feelings, even accidentally. You can't say they're average, basic, or mid, even when they dress like a Ross mannequin on clearance, because apparently, hearing the truth will launch them straight into the arms of the maker. That's not mental strength. That's emotional fragility dipped in fake empowerment sauce. And the gag is, they know. They don't believe the lies either. They just use them as weapons. That's not mental illness. That's strategic manipulation. Although, let's be honest, sometimes it's giving both. Let's get clinical. Psychologically speaking, when people are overprotected from discomfort, they become emotionally weak. That's called emotional overprotection syndrome. And unambiguous women have been wrapped in that blanket since birth. Every time they lose, someone screams colorism. Every time they're corrected, it's tone. Every time they act out, it's trauma. They've been coddled into chronic delusion and handed more emotional passes than a scandal-ridden influencer fake crying on their 12th "This Time I've Changed" video with the ring light still on and the lace still lifting. That's how you breed weakness. Meanwhile, exoticals are out here doing emotional CrossFit. We've been forced to build resilience because we don't get community hugs. We don't have 20 women clapping under our selfies. We get silence, side eyes, or straight up hostility. Our compliments come from people who aren't threatened, like that one white lady at the DMV who looked me in the eye and said, "You look beautiful," while fully admitting she looked like Beetlejuice in the flesh. And the kicker? She was more mentally balanced than most of these highlighter-toned lace veterans on YouTube because she accepted herself without pretending she's something she's not. That's mental health. That's rare. Sociologically, let's break it down. Unambiguous women are fueled by codependency. Their entire identity is tied to being chosen. They expect praise, loyalty, and a backup chorus singing their beauty into existence. They thrive in group settings because the group props them up. But exoticals? We're lone wolves. We were forced to survive solo. No hype team, no anti-brigade reposting us with church tambourines. Just strength. We've been surrounded by silence, shade, slick comments, and those desperate moments where an unambiguous woman sees us getting praised and immediately yells out fake admiration for the most basic woman in the room. "OMG, I love your dress." You look over, and it's a brown striped muumuu that screams, "Return to sender." That's not support. That's crisis control. That's deflection dressed up as kindness. Let's sprinkle in some evolutionary biology, shall we? Historically, beauty meant higher reproductive value. Translation, more options, more power. So women lower on the attractiveness scale developed survival tactics like manipulation, jealousy, and sabotage to stay relevant in the social ecosystem. That's not shade. That's Darwin FaceTiming you with the receipts. Exoticals are seen as the evolutionary threat, and unambiguous women react with instinct, not logic. It's primal. The problem is, they don't even realize it, and that's what makes it dangerous. Now let's get into this Lashida character. Yes, she called me intelligent. Facts. But then she twisted it into a weird guilt trip like I'm hiding my face out of insecurity. Girl, I'm hiding it because I'm smart. Y'all are out here doxing people over cheekbones. You think I'm gonna hand you my coordinates so a mob of synthetic lace avengers can find me in public and yank my edges like they're tugging expired weave from a beauty supply bin? I'm good, thanks. And let's be real. The biggest manipulation tactic unambiguous women use is the "you're hurting people's feelings" act. You're gonna make someone not want to be here anymore. That's not emotional vulnerability. That's blackmail with mascara on. Classic narcissist strategy. Act broken to dodge accountability. They know they're not the standard. They just don't want you to say it out loud because it exposes their whole game. And yes, I'm mentally healthy. I'm not bleaching my skin while preaching self-love. I'm not wearing blonde wigs and making 10 shorts a day crying about light skin while posting full tutorials on how to cosplay it. Some of these women are unraveling and trying to teach us about wellness. The irony is so thick, it needs a lap band. What they really need is therapy, not filters, not followers, real, licensed help, because the level of denial, obsession, and delusion being uploaded every 3 hours is not normal. It's clinical. Society is failing them by pretending it's just content. It's not. It's a cry for a padded room. So to my exoticals, you are strong. Not because you've had it easy, but because you've had to sit in rooms where your glow made others twitch. You've endured silence, fake smiles, weird compliments, and backhanded nonsense. And yet, you're still standing. You're not codependent. You don't need a crowd to validate you. You don't need to feel superior to shine. You just shine. And that's why they're pressed. I saw a comment from one of you asking for a video on how to cope with being targeted. And while I can't find the original comment, I felt it in my spirit. So I'm going to try my best to make a video that tackles the core of surviving the psychological warfare waged by synthetic strategists, aka the queens of projection with a side of concealer, a sprinkle of delusion, and a PhD in fake, deep Instagram quotes. Because the truth is, many exoticals have lost their peace, opportunities, and in extreme cases, their lives behind jealousy-driven setups and sabotage. And still, we are stronger. Still, we rise. So keep your popcorn stocked, because the unhinged, unambiguous lace alliance is spiraling into their next identity crisis. But don't get distracted. Stay glowing, stay knowing, stay unbothered, and stay ready, because you have survived another dose of unapologetic exotical content, and they're still mad you did.